Hi, Triple T crew. Welcome back to another video. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. So today, I want to talk to you about something really important. Really important. So stay tuned to know what it is. All right. All right, guys. So what I wanted to talk to you today about is communication. All right. So communication in all aspects. Friendships, relationships, marriages, work relationships, all those ships, right? We need proper communication, right? Parenting, we need proper communication. Teacher and parent relationships, we need proper communication. Communication is very, very important. How we speak to each other, a tone can denote something either positive or negative, right? And maybe you say something and you don't mean it a certain way, but how the other person takes it, right, is their perspective on it and how they take it. And so it, can be they take it in a negative or they take it in a positive. So how we communicate is very important. And when we communicate, we try not to use words that are negative, right? So try not to use negative words. Try to use positive words, because it takes about 6 positive words, right, to alleviate the pain or the discomfort that one negative word can cause, right? So we have to be careful on words that we use when we communicate and how we communicate. Another big way we communicate is with our body language, right? Body language or face. Ooh, man, when I was younger, I used to have the meanest looking face. Nobody wanted to talk to me. And people always would look at me and say, you can't smile. And, I never really even knew what they meant when they said that, right? But when you smile, even if you're going through the worst of times, smiling is communicating. Did y'all know that? Smiling is communicating. If you would leave a smile, right? You could be going through the worst day ever. But if you pass somebody on the road, right? Or you're going to work, or you're going to meet your children's teacher, or you're going to see your parents, or you're going to see your loved one, or you walk in the house and you reach your husband, right? You could have been having the worst day before, right? But a smile, just a simple smile, can erase all that negativity, even in you, right? So a smile is a great way to communicate. Just smiling throws off everything, right? Because you can smile and there's so many things going on in your life, but smiling is a way of communicating that you're okay, right? Smiling is a way of greeting someone pleasantly, right? So that's a form of communication, right? When you're having a conversation with someone as well, eye contact. You have to have eye contact with the person when you're talking to the person, right? That's proper communication, because then the person is not going to feel like you are paying them any mind. It'll go through one ears and it'll come out through the next, and that's it. They're not gonna hear not the way I said. So or you're gonna feel like they're not hearing nothing you're saying, or vice versa. You're not hearing what they're saying. So communication is very, very, very important. And as you grow, it gets complicated, right, with communicating. But I believe things that we have learned from our children, right? How to be courteous, please, thank you, excuse me, right? Those are basic communication skills, right? Even if you're a shy person, right? you and you're around people, you can say thank you if they give you something. You can say please if you're asking for something, right? So those are kind of, starting off basic, communicative words that you can use. But communication is key, really key. And you never, in proper communicating, you never want to assume anything. Assumption is a killer. You don't assume anything, right? Always say what you mean. Say what you mean all the time. No, seriously, it's not even a joke. Like, seriously, say what you mean all the time. All the time, say what you mean. Please, don't leave nobody for assume. Say, I this you mean. No, say what you mean. Because people will assume some things, and you will assume some things when people say things to you. So if you don't understand something, if somebody says something you don't understand, don't assume to know what they are trying to say. You get that? Don't assume what you think that they're trying to say, right? Ask them what they might try to say, right? And sometimes there's no underlying meaning and there's nothing to it, but because we assume, it come out in one big something. Man, we have so much experience with them something there. When people assume, say something happened. I had a friend, and college friend, and I was pregnant at the time, and she made a whole bunch of assumptions, right? Because she came to visit me, and she was always the one coming to visit me. But when I was pregnant, the last part of my pregnancy, I couldn't really do much of anything because I was really sick. And so she always said, oh, during the pregnancy, me there for come look for you and all this stuff, and you never even come look for me. I look at him and say, like, does she understand what she's saying to me, right? And so she made this assumption that, I didn't care about her anymore as a friend and all this stuff and whatever. So it came to a point where it was like a falling out. And I had to go to her and I said, first of all, we're friends for this long, and you felt like this, and you assumed that I knew you felt like this, and you just thought I was not acknowledging it, or I was in denial or something. So from her assumption of that I probably, she assumed that I just was not acknowledging the situation, but I didn't know that's how she felt, and I didn't know what was really going on. And so we're no longer friends. She stopped being my friend, and that's okay, because not everybody goes with you where you're supposed to go in life, and that's okay. She was a great friend, and that's it. We just had to part ways. But you don't assume, never assume that somebody knows. If somebody hurt you, right? If somebody said something bad to you, right? Don't assume that they know that, or sometimes not even bad. I'm sorry, not even bad. But what if somebody said something to you, and you took it a certain way, and it hurt your feelings, right? Don't assume that the person know that it hurt your feelings, because that person might have been saying that thing as a joke or just as a passive thing, right? But you assume that they were doing it to hurt you. So you can't assume that. You have to go to the person and you have to say, okay, what you said earlier or the other day, it hurt my feelings. And then you ask, did you mean it like that, or was it a joke, or whatever? And then have a conversation. That's communication, having a conversation, and that clears up everything, right? So I'm leaving this with you today. Communication is key in all relationships. And please, may I beg you, no assume nothing. Please. Remember, I love you, and Jesus loves you even more. Blessings, and more blessings.